Audio rolling, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, let's roll.
So what it is, what it does, what it do, what it did, you did. It's your boy Siyabonga Malindi, aka Umalums, the true definition of tall, dark and handsome. Kasha Mom. Don't forget to get your skincare products at Naked Aura. There's a body lotion, there's a hand lotion, a sugar scrub, and many more products you'd like. Don't forget to purchase your Naked Aura products. And what it is, what it does, what it do, what it did, you dig. It's your boy Siyabonga Malindi, aka Umalums, the true definition of tall, dark, and handsome. Khashama. For the main event today, we have the founder and managing director at Raw Music Group, SKRM Visuals. If you know Incredible Pictures, you know who I'm talking about. He was also a musician, talking about the hardest working boot in the world. My nigga, we're talking about KxngBlu himself.
From the moment I laid my eyes on you, I knew you were the one, yeah. All the playing where I'm running around, acting like a playboy, mommy, I was done, yeah. You had me choked out, stressed out, wonder if I'm worth it, wonder if you see.
What are you doing? What are you saying?
I'm chilling, bro.
Appreciate you for coming through.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for the call up.
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. Are you good?
Outside of like a little flu, I'm good, bro.
It's cool, I saw you, bro.
Dog, it's bad. Sticking out with my G card. This thing.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. So, for the first question, I'm just gonna ask you. What is your background? Like your full names, your academic status. You can just like lay it down for us.
It's you know, Pope. I'm a sound engineer by profession.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm just like
Okay.
You know, got into music at a really young age.
Okay.
And then started falling in love with like the technical side of it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But that's pretty much what I'm about. I'm a sound engineer and I'm a self-taught cinematographer. And I'm whooping up live.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah, man, you know. But that's pretty much. I don't really have much of a background outside of that because I tend to keep my private life private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
For sure.
Man, sound engineer, self-taught what.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. So
For sure.
how did like RMG come about?
Sure. RMG. So back in, I don't even remember when. I used to be part of another group that was called GSC with Silo Blaze, you know. And so we got to a point where we were both getting like serious about like owning the company.
Right.
And when we had to go to CIPC to go register, percentage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he felt like he deserved more because of what he was bringing to the table. I felt like I deserved more. So it started just becoming like a really awkward thing. So I was just like, dog, there's no need for us to fight over this, you know. Let me just be out, go do my own thing. And that's what I did. Went out. So what actually happened is when I was leaving, the plan was for me to be on my own.
Right.
So some of the artists that we were working with, Dark with GSC, when I left, some of them felt like, nah, but we want to leave with you because he's always had a very gassy mentality.
Right.
Whereas
right.
I've always been more of like world domination, you know, so I always explore more. So a lot of the artists just felt like, no, we need to bounce with you.
Shit.
So that's how Raw Music Group came about.
So since and one had to move and
Yeah. that's how the birth of Raw Music Group came about. It was out of necessity.
It
was not like something that I just sat and thought by myself. It was just like, if I'm gonna leave here, then I need to have something. I can't just leave and not have anything. So I started Raw Music Group.
So did the other artists vie with you, or what happened?
Yeah, some, like half of the label stayed with him,
right,
and then the other half left with me. So the half that left with me ended up being just Sam, you know, like Matsatina Wajhelwa, Pancake, you know, we had Sai, you know, quite a lot of guys, you know, but that's when that era came around.
Okay. Yeah. So who was the first artist did you sign in the
Just Sam.
Is it Just Sam?
Yeah.
This nigga, man. This nigga is wild.
When I left GSC, Just Sam was the first guy that I took under Raw Music Group. Yeah, we had met at a show prior to me leaving GSC.
Right.
And then we were just vibing after that. And when I left, he came through to my house and he's like, Chief, if you're leaving there, I'm coming with you. And that's how we started working.
And there's a lot of shit concerning this nigga that you left at that, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Were you still a musician?
I was, but I actually took a break from music for a very, very long time.
Right.
For a very long time, because I wanted to establish a record label.
Right.
You know, and I wanted it to have the workings of a label. And I felt like I can't be an artist and, like, you know, get a label off the ground, because now I'm also going to want to be in the center stage, you know. So I had to, like, leave. So I stopped rapping for, like, I think a good 6 or 7 years. I just stopped making music altogether, and I focused on Majite.
So then you got back to music?
Eventually I did. Eventually I did. You know, because now, so what ended up happening was, now obviously, like, as the music becomes popular, Majida, they grow, they become something else, you know, and they all just started going off in like different directions, and they were still under Raw Music Group, but I was no longer as hands-on or as involved as I used to be. So I had to now figure out, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to keep pushing them from a distance, or will I actually now get myself in a position where I'm in the forefront? That's what I did. I started, you know, going back to recording. You know, took a while because I hadn't done it for like a long time. So it took a while for me to get back on my feet and, you know, do it how I used to do it. But eventually I got there.
How was Just Sam? Was it good?
Dog, Sam has always been a beast. You know, Sam, like, the first song that I heard Sam from is a song called Shake.
Which one is that?
It's very old, bro, and you know, that's actually the song in Kashavas. That's the song that got him all that recognition that he ended up getting. You know, like, so Sam has always been a beast. There's never been a time where Sam has not been a beast. It's never happened. I don't know how long that guy's been rapping, but in that amount of time, it has never happened where he's dipped. You know what I mean? DPI high, it's always when he doesn't release. But as soon as he releases,
it's constant.
I'm a man. It's chai time for everybody.
Shit.
It's chai time for
that
everyone.
Nigga a beast.
That nigga is the truth, bro. And I feel like, yo, man, he deserves so much. He deserves so much. The Val is not doing right by him, dog. Yeah.
Why are you saying that?
I don't know. I just feel like the focus is on the wrong people. You know, not to say those people are less talented, but his talent is superior to those other people. You know what I mean? Like Damani,
shout out to Just Sam, man. Shout out to the nigga, man. So what type of deals do artists get, like, when they come into KxngBlu?
I don't offer deals. I offer support.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because when I started Raw Music Group, I had to take time to figure out, like, the inner workings of a record label. You know, I mean, deals they tie people down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so my thing has always been, like, I work with Sub, right? Sub is for me, he's the most talented producer in the vault.
Okay, shout out to Sub.
And if he releases a song and the song catches, and then, say for instance, a Universal comes in, they are for sure offering him way more than me.
Right.
But the minute he's under a contract with me, then it's like, he can't leave now because it's like, but yeah, dog, can I live on So now I kind of feel like I'm holding him back, So with us, it's more of a gentleman's agreement, because also how our label works, we actually put our relationship before the music. Like I actually get to know the artist and figure out, is this someone that I'd want to have in my life outside of music? Because we hang coffee, like it's not like Baka Studio, Baspana, Bafai, dog, we are gamers, like, so if we're not working, we are gaming. If we're not gaming, we just have like conversations about life and how we can better our lives, and, so it's, I don't offer deals, man. Like I get a show my done at the studio, I shoot, link them up with some people in the industry and just keep it moving.
So they can vibe whenever they feel
I just want niggas to be successful. That's all. That's all. There's too much talent in the Val, and there's also Mahrot Mane Akavali who are very greedy. Right. I've seen things,
That's true.
There are Mahrot Mane Akavali that are very greedy, and they just want to take from everyone, but they're not giving anything back. So I don't want to be one of those dudes, man. I don't want to be one of those dudes.
You're a straight guy.
For real, dog. I have to be. I have to be.
So how was starting a record label, man? Like the ins and outs of starting a record label, like how was that for you?
It was tough because I was on my own. For me, that's what made it tough,
Right.
But just me, Nje, I'm a person who loves knowledge. I read a lot.
Guy.
Yeah, I read a lot. I'm the type of guy who will go on Google and just type something like I saw guy, and I'll just read on what is this, So when I started the label, that's what I was doing. I had books, I had PDFs, I was on websites, I was on lynda.com, just finding things out, like what's this, how does this work, what's publishing, what's licensing, synchronization, how do you actually start a label? How do you break an artist? That's what I was doing. So Kiwane, and I have to learn the job skills of about 15 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was really, really tough. I won't lie. I was alone. It was only 2015 where my pops kind of came in, because it's like I own the label with my pops.
So you do the shyness with your pops?
Yeah.
He's into hip hop too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He bumps our shit like.
Daddy's into hip hop.
It was only like in 2015 where he came on board and he was just like, you know what, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Yeah.
Man, I fuck with you doing the shit with your pops. I mean, the support that you're getting from your pops.
For sure.
Like a lot of niggas don't even get that, man.
For sure.
And like we need to cherish that.
Yeah.
We need to cherish that.
Yeah, and I mean even with him, like it came from Akasiakawafi to like 1 year. I gotta give me a like it's bad. It's really, really, really bad. I know it's bad like all over the field, but in my word, it's it's really I'm afraid to 1 year, So he just came from a point where he was like, if we can decrease this thing, it's alangas, So that's how he came in.
Okay, so the plan was
that was the plan, But eventually we started realizing with people who do drugs, you kind of have to wait for them to want help, So as soon as he also noticed that, that's when he was like, you know what, let's just run the label and at a later stage. Let's get some clout first. Once you have clout, it will be easier to deal with these people.
So do you think it's gonna work like via hip hop, like Majita on your pay and all that? You think Majita gonna fuck with that? Because I know there's talent for Majita.
Yeah.
Those niggas are fucking talented.
Sure. Bro, there's one guy, J Easy. Fuck, man. That guy could body any rapper in the vault. On God. Yeah. And Yamkawata. He used to be under Raw Music Group before he started smoking drugs. Like this was 2014, maybe 2013. And we released an EP. I hate the fact that I forgot what the EP was called. And there was this rapper out of the States, Kid Ink. Kid Ink actually wanted to link up with J-Eazy.
Yeah.
I fuck with what you do.
So Kid In from the States, from the States, linked up with.
He wanted to.
Oh yeah,
he wanted to. But so this is like around the time where Easy started having like some really messed up friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now these guys, they've taken over Kelele High. He believes in what they say. You know what I mean? Like that was his life was just Majita Ao, like Uchila Frega, smoking, you know? So I just
you know he's talented, man.
No, even now, dog, like, you know, when I'm dating, he'll pass by the studio and he'll hit me up. He'll be like, "Blue dog, I wanna go to rehab. I wanna come back." I'll be like, "My man, go do your thing," you know. So I actually had a conversation with one of his boys, who is also a rapper in a way, and he said, "You know what, man? We got into this thing because no one from the hood has ever made it.
Right.
No one from the hood has ever made it. So we were asking ourselves that question of." Dog, Blue, it might be Sam, y'all didn't make it. What makes us think we're gonna make it? You know, so they were like, this is the only thing that we can do that kind of makes sense. And I was like, nah, boys, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It's bad, bro.
So is your EP titled More to Me out?
Nah, it's not out. Ish.
Nah. Some music.
Well, so again, it goes back to this thing of running the label, right? So I've got a few artists under the label. I've got Swat, Grismo, Eddie Worldwide, Bunny Mel, Westside, and of course Sub Beats. Sab was working on his album.
So before, can you just list out the niggas you're working with like currently?
Okay, so it's Swat, Sub Beats, Grismo, Eddie Worldwide, Bunny Mel, Westside.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's the team for now. You know, there's one person that we want to add, but she's just giving us a bit of a problem because also Rama Josie.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure that out. But you know.
Yeah.
know, so Sab was working on his album, and his album was taking shape. You know.
Right.
So I just felt like, nah, man, let's let something stay. Yeah. You know, and so after him, like his album for me right now, it's the best album in the vault.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And because he has so many people on there. Lee Pacino's on there, Gali's on there, Sam is on there, Alment is on there, Swanklord is on there, you know. So we just felt like, nah, let's just keep this going. So Grace is up next. He's dropping on the 8th of October. Then it's SWAT, and then only after that will More to Me drop.
Right. So what does the EP mean to you? Like, what side is it on?
So when I started rapping, I was very underground. You know, I was the lyrical miracle guy. Yeah, I was that dude, you know.
Yeah.
So it was very hard to get out of that zone. Even when I started getting into the more mainstream side of hip hop, I still wanted to write bars. I still wanted to be hard and show people, oh yeah, I'm the one. Yeah, you know. So I did that for a very, very long time, and I realized, holy fuck, I've never actually told my story. I've never spoken about some of the things that I've gone through within this hip hop space. Hence why it's titled More to Me, right? So when you look at the cover, it's a blue cover, and then there's an orange sliced in half. So I chose blue on purpose, KxngBlu, you know.
Right.
And then the orange, the reason why the orange stays orange inside is because so the outside is just, it's me, it's what I've given people. Okay, KxngBlu give to you know, I'm a label exec, I'm a rapper, give shoot that video. But if you actually take time to get to know me, open me up inside, there's a whole lot more to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not the hardest hip hop project that's gonna come out. I'm a lover, dog. Like, you know, I've got a daughter that I love very much. I love my niggas, you know, I love hip hop. So I wanted to express that through this EP. I wanted to talk more about my emotional side. Because anyway, everybody already knows me as a very emotional person. So I just wanted to live it through the music this time around. You know, that's what the EP is about.
So talk about emotional. I saw a post on Facebook of you talking about you've gone through so much. I can't remember nicely. If you can just like put it out for me. You're talking about people. What were you talking about? On the work out, you've gone through so much emotionally, and then you've gone through a phase whereby you wanted to commit. I don't know. Yeah. So what was that all about?
So I've been dealing with depression for about 6 years now.
Right.
You know, clinically, like so I've noticed there's a trend, right? Like when your life seems to not be going in the right direction, everyone just runs to the depression excuse. Now I'm suffering from depression, but I actually got diagnosed. Like I went to to a doctor, that they took me to a psychiatrist. Like I'm on medication and shit. Like I'm actually going through this depression thing for real, you know.
Shit.
And so I had to really take time to step back and think about why am I going through this, you know. And eventually I got to a point where I realized it all stemmed from hip hop. All of it. Like hip hop like I really love this thing, you know.
Right.
For me it's not just a genre of music. It's really how I live. It's really what I care about, you know. I am I embody it like to death. You know what I mean? So anything that happens within that space, so from my altercations with people to disappointments to deals falling through, you know, some people will lie, bags are, you know, like there's so much that goes on, you know. So that's kind of what that post was about, and it just got to a point where I started realizing some things about some people that I've done so much for, and I realized, oh yo man, if I'm actually being honest with myself, a lot of these people are actually shitty people.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, man, I felt like for me to say that was a way for me to say to people, I'm actually tired of going through this. So yeah, like I don't care, man. I want to heal and I want to move on in my life. I've done all I can for all hip hop. It's time for me to focus on me and my boys now. That's it.
Shit, but niggas was just like, fuck him.
Yeah, dog. Like I mean, that's the Val. That's just how the Val works, right? As long as you've got nothing to offer the next person, you ain't shit. You have to have something to bring to the table for someone to value you.
Even they don't see you, but you're doing so much for them.
Yeah, you know, as long as it doesn't affect them directly.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck blue, man. Fuck Malooms, you know. It needs to put money in their pocket, or you know, it just needs to be for them to actually be like, okay, no, it's fine, we fuck with you. That's what it is, bro.
So now you have like, can you say the people you're working with are not like that? You have solid niggas. You going forward with these niggas. So
okay, so the guys that I'm working with now by Adam G, we are good, bro. That's family.
Okay.
Like me and Swat had like a 5-month fight. I don't know what the fuck we were fighting about, but we managed to come back together and squash it. Like, okay, Donna, this is stupid. Yeah, we got a lot to do. Yeah. Fuck this shit, you know. Yeah. So those guys, we good, right? My thing came from when, because Doug, I think everyone who's smart, right? They are aware of who they are. Right. They are aware of the reputation they have and all of that, you know. Definitely. So I reached out to a lot of people that I knew I had problems with. I had problems with Mondo. I hit him up. We good now. Okay. He's on more to me, you know.
You have to be the bigger guy.
Yeah, you know, I had issues with Lee Pacino. I hit him up. He's on Sub's album. You know, there's so many cats that I had issues with, and I reached out. And then, funny enough, a lot of them, they were the ones at fault. But I ended up being the one who goes back to them, inboxing niggas on some, yo, let's squash this.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to be the bigger
person. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah, and I don't even take none of it personal. Yeah. Like, guys, there's so much money to be made, bro. I really have no time to be worried about what a rapper thinks about me.
We wanna work it out.
Yeah, dog, you know? Yeah, like, let's work. Those who don't, it's whatever, bro. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my mind is now.
So I saw you started you schooled at Thorough Debate, right?
Yeah.
So is it where the passion for music and all of that started? Is it the talent and all that?
That's where it started for me. So when I got to KxngBlu, that's when I like so library fandas. Every Friday, like, you know, it was at that time it was. The atmosphere was incredibly hip hop. It was beautiful. I started being a bully, like a rap bully, because so the thing is, a lot of the really amazing rappers, they were afraid. Smart, Riverside. So like it was a couple of guys from Saint There were 2 guys that stood out from Valhalla, and then Yeah.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
There were 2 guys that stood out from Val High, and then Suncrest had nothing. Suncrest has always just been a crap school. Nah, it's a crap school. Suncrest is a crap school. The hands are crap. Like everything about that school is just crap. Nah, I'm playing.
Yeah.
But in terms of hip hop, Suncrest had nothing at that point in time. I don't know now.
Swag.
You know?
Yeah.
So Friday, you know, if you are nice, you're gonna step in. You know, so me, none of you so I always step in, bro. So that's kind of where the love for it started developing. I had previously loved it before, because how I actually got into hip hop, I was driving from town with my pops, and a Busta Rhymes song came on the radio.
Okay.
So my dad, when he was raising me, my dad was weird, man. Fuck. So no, that nigga was making me listen to Wupavahoti, though, like classical music. I was like, I ain't trying to fuck with this shit, like, you know. But that's all I knew. That's all I knew. So now we are driving home, and here comes this like song, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, so what I change? I'm like, nah.
Chill out.
Chill. Let me hear that.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into hip hop. Like, the song is called "Got You All in Check." It's one of Busta Rhymes' biggest songs. So, you know, I love. He was so animated. Like, y'all know how Busta is, man. You know. So that's how I got into it. So I had loved it prior to going to high school. But when I got there, that's when the development that thing started. That's when now I wanted to know more about the writing process, beats. Like, because in my head, I didn't know where the fuck beats came from. I was like, beats, what the fuck? You know, so I want that once we started doing it for real, that's when I wanted to know everything about it. I was like, how are beats made? How does someone take just empty air and then now, like 5 minutes later, there's sounds? Like, I wanted to know everything. So that's kind of where the development that thing started.
Yeah, that's how you can tell a nigga smart. Like, you always wanna fucking know.
For sure, bro. I've always just
like,
been
get a move. Do like, how does it work?
Exactly.
Love it. That's how. So, why SKRM visual?
So a lot of people want to know this, right?
Yeah.
So SKRM is basically scream, right? Like to shout.
Yeah.
The reason I chose that name is because Kaval, outside of there were not a lot of really dope visual guys when I started, which was 2016? Yeah, 2016, right? And then so eventually, so when I started, I didn't even have a name. I was just like, okay, the camera, I want to know how to shoot. Okay, cool. And then niggas like Swerve came up. Who else came up? Shady came up. Nigel was coming up. Veggies, you know. Like there were actually like a couple of them, but I felt like out of all of them, a lot of them were not really doing it at the highest level. Right. So I wanted my work to scream. I wanted my work to stand out, to be out there, you know. So that's how the name came about. There was really a lot of people think like it's an acronym for something. Nah, it's just me being a hip hop guy, not spelling it out as scream, but you know, stylizing it. Yeah. That's pretty much what that was.
So who owns Incredible Pictures?
I do. I love you, man, but you know, I do. Like I 100% own it. That's my baby.
Yeah.
But it's also one of my. It's one of my sore points because I feel like, because now I love visuals, you know, whereas before I loved sound. I loved sound before, and now I'm more in love with visuals more than sound. So because it kind of makes me feel like I found my passion late in life. Because now see you are like, okay, am I gonna go to after now? Nigga, fuck now. I'm
Also
gonna
need to go there.
Yeah, you know. So Incredible Pictures is mine, but we don't really move it that way. I work with my boys, man. I work with my niggas because everyone has a job that they do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how we run that thing. That's how we run that shit.
So RMG, Incredible Pictures, man. How do you manage that all in one?
That's something else that came out of necessity. Right? Okay. So when I was really starting to take music seriously, I reached out to this other hot man by the name of Kyle White. Don't know why, but I reached out. I was like, okay, Chief, I'm trying to shoot a video, right? And he was like, alright, cool, man. For unknown artists, it's like 45k.
Okay.
So I was there, I was like, the fuck?
Jordan.
I don't have 45k to pay you every time I want to shoot.
So every time you want to shoot,
yeah, you have to pay 45k dog, every single time, you know. So that's when I was just like, nah, bro, fuck that. Like, let me just buy a camera and figure this shit out, you know. So even with Raw Music Group, when I started rapping, and Raw Music Group was formed, they get producers like this guy by the name of Zebulon. He was charging me like $500 a beat. Fuck, I cannot tell you, like what the fuck, you know. So I had to learn how to make beats. Eventually became one of the best in the V. You know, but the management, that thing, having niggas that are down with you and y'all move together, you don't feel the pressure. Because if something goes wrong, you are say, Sab, go handle that. Swat, go handle that, and then like like we are actually a real team, though. Like that's how we move, bro.
Fuck with that.
For real.
Fuck with that.
For real.
So
let's go.
So would you shoot a pornography video?
Yeah, hell yeah. Dog, I got caught shooting OnlyFans content. My girl caught me shooting OnlyFans content.
Your girl?
Yeah.
This nigga.
You know? And I was trying to keep it under wraps. Yo, my boo flop, like for real, dog. And it was so dumb how she called me because I had, like, so that evening, he told me a call, right? To go shoot something or Stonehaven.
Right.
And so I leave my girl at my crib with my daughter.
Yeah.
And then she starts going through my PC. And like you see like editor content your OnlyFans.
Yes.
You know, and it was not even like mild content, it was hectic content.
Yes. This nigga.
It was hectic content, you know. But yeah, I mean for me, money is money, dog. It doesn't matter how you get it, you know, as long as you're getting the bag, then yeah, it's cool. There's actually like 2 hands from Josie that hit me up like in the last year. I was like, yo man, let's shoot some OnlyFans content, you know. I would, man.
How's that, bro? How's working in a space like that? Like,
you know, funny enough, right? How yaka get a span? It becomes something else. Like you don't even see what's going on in front of you. You know what I mean? There was finally this other chick, Terry Treasure, who was shooting the Madoko video yesterday, and she was not aware that I was actually subscribed to her OnlyFans.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but homobona, like that thing, how you get it how it's just, oh no, Terry's here, cool. You know. So now shoot, that's the same exact thing. You don't. It's not sexualized. It's fine. I'm here to shoot content. I'm out. Yeah, I was literally just there for the guap. Like it was not even like a girl I was interested in. It was just like, I get to chill it. Let's be good. Yeah,
fuck with that. So you have like more than 10 music videos, right? Out on channel O.
Yeah, we got like more than 25. Though.
More than 25,
bro. We the business right.
This is the vibe. Fuck you talking about.
For real, though. We actually, like, the thing is also, you guys must be aware, some of the videos, we don't even put our logo there. Yeah. That's like something else a lot of people forget. It's like, some of them are just like, do we want people to know this?
Yeah.
There you go.
So now you're out there, man. Like, people don't even notice when you got a nigga like this in the vault. Niggas need to
dog. But also, what's about to you gotta hang out with the right circles for your name to buzz.
Right.
Yeah, you know. Right. But I'm not about buzz. I don't care about buzz. You know, I want my work to speak for me.
For you.
When you are on YouTube and you're watching a video I shot, that must impress you. Not because KxngBlu morning bad bass last week. It's not about that. I want you to look at my work and say, fuck, that is fire. I love what this guy's doing. Yeah. So some of the videos that we have on TV, we did not even like disclose. We're not gonna shoot dealing. Some of them we just go as directors. Some of them we just DP. You know. Some of them we just edit. But yeah, we got mad videos on TV.
Man, fuck with that.
We got mad
videos. Niggas need to know what the fuck you do, man.
Nah, man. It's not even about that for me, hey. Like I don't care who knows. I'll talk. For me, so like we can put it like this, right? Let's take someone like Big Posa for example. He's known everywhere.
How do you feel about that guy?
I don't feel anything about him. I don't have any positive or negative feelings towards him.
What is he doing?
I don't know, man. He's there. Kimji, because also like the guy can actually rap.
Yeah, King. What's his name?
SOS, right?
Also,
yeah,
SOS.
he can actually rap, but he just chose to do this cloud-based thing.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. But now we look at him as this big Xhosa character, and then he's heavily famous.
Right.
But do you honestly think his bank account reflects that? You know what I mean? And there's so many people that are like that. It's like, cool, dog. You've got the biggest name in the V, or the biggest name in Joburg, or the biggest name in Pretoria. But does the bank account reflect? So I'm one of those guys where I'd rather have a big bank account. Like my balance must be hectic. But if you don't know me, I'm good, bro. I'm okay. Yeah. But when I pull up in my Bentley, you're gonna know who I am for sure. Yeah. I'd rather be those guys. I'd rather just be those guys, bro. Because niggas are after clout. Too many people are after clout. Yeah. Too many people just want to be famous because, like, I actually had a rapper come to studio a month or two ago, and he was there to record a song, and I was just, you know, like sometimes as a producer you probe, you want to know, like, dog, why are you doing this? You know, and he was just like, yeah, and he literally said to me, dog, and I was like, what? Alright, man, like, that's why you're making the song, because you wanted to make it blow. That's
the whole point of it.
Like, for him, that's there's even niggas that came to the studio and told us, guys, we want to record a song. We were like, why? No, we want to be famous. Like,
nigga,
we want fame. Like, those were their exact words. We want fame. Like, y'all want fame.
After
why?
fame?
They didn't have a plan after fame. But now, and the Yabone was because they just wanted for high school. And it's like,
for high school.
God damn, bro. Like, y'all are bugging right now.
Niggas are weak.
You know, so like cloud, man. Cloud digging too, my feet. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into the hard business of the shit.
Let's go.
So you had an artist called Sebastian.
Yeah.
What into it?
Homie was not patient.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of the artists I worked with wanted instant fame.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to record a song today, and then we put it out next week, and then a month later, I have to be the biggest thing in the country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and he was also, he like, there was a guy that we were working with when I started doing visuals, a guy by the name of Mike. Mike started influencing Sebastian. Because me and Sebastian, dog, me and that guy made amazing music. Really too, dog, you know?
Okay.
And so Mike just came in and he started being an influence on Sebastian. And then, hey man, it just got weird, bruh. Like, niggas just started telling me how they are supposed to side with my Bala noise, and hey, but yeah, it was a patience thing. He was not patient, you know. He wanted everything to happen at that point in time. Like, everything must happen now.
Why? He's a musician. Doesn't he know really, this is music, this is the industry, you gotta be patient?
I think he knew it, but there might have been pressure from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe from parents. Because now, you know, like when you're making music,
mom,
and then, like now you keep saying to your mom, "Magri's like your studio."
Yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna get to a point where your mom is like, "Well, I'm gonna studio says how guy," you know. So I think maybe it could have also been like that. Because I think his dad is a pastor, if I'm not mistaken. So like that's just what I thought. There's no way, because this guy, he knows how this thing works. There's a guy, you know, that was on TV and he was losing his mind. Oh my relax, bro. Your time is coming. Like, chill. Yeah, but for him, I just think it was a patience issue.
Okay. And Archie, was it the same situation?
Who's Archie?
Don't you know Archie? I was talking about this nigga Archie.
Who's that?
Working with Archie.
Who's that?
We'll get into that.
Sure.
We'll get into that. Sure. So, you had an altercation with CeeLo Blade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
He slapped one of my homies. Well, not him, but one of his guys. You know? So we did a song that was just say me. The song was called what was the song called? I forgot, but we had featured one of his artists, the girl by the name of Yoli. Right? So he gave her a brief, right? Because we called him, just out of respect, we called him like, okay, yo, bro, Kabata Yoli on a song, do you mind if she comes to our studio? And he was like, no problem, go, right? But now he gave her a brief for them, Wena, Vesolo in Holanda, diss them niggas on their own joint.
Right.
So when she gets to the studio, she records the verse. So how do you call that? I'm like, nah, you sure that didn't say that, you know? So I changed my entire verse and I rebutted. And that caused, hey man. So this is like now when this whole load shedding thing starts. Load shedding hits, and then he goes on Facebook and he writes a status about me. And then he brings my mom into it.
Shit.
I was like, yo,
shit.
What I know here is just really leveling him, you know. So I took a walk by myself to his place, and I walked in, you know, because like at the end of the day, I'm a man, dog. If you bleed like I bleed, I don't fear you. Like if I did bleed too, I don't fear you, dog, you know. So I walked in like a bunch of niggas, and I asked for him. I was like, "But Philip, well, see." You know, he came out and then he started swearing at me. I was like, I bet.
You didn't even say shit.
Yeah, you know, I was like, I bet. And then I walked away. So I guess one of my boys had pulled up. And but I'm talking like you know.
I also feel
dog, you know, so I took a baseball bat and I went back.
Ooh, nigga.
You know, but I never used it. You know, but it was just that thing of I was there, you know. So when we walked out again, one of his boys came in and he slapped my boy, and I was like, alright, cool, let's go. And that's how the whole thing started. Yeah. But we cool now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Nah, this is old news, man. We cool now. We good now. Like I get Mona, like look, we're not friends. I get Mona
Yeah.
He takes his way, I take my way.
As long as you're cool.
I don't condone violence, guys.
Yeah.
I don't condone violence.
One thing your motherfuckers gotta know.
Yeah.
One thing your motherfuckers gotta know. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So how do you feel about, let me not say hip hop, but like vile hip hop at the moment?
Yeah.
Where is it going?
Every time I get asked this question, I always get mixed feeling about how to answer it. Like I always wonder, do I have to be honest or do I have to maintain relationships?
Honesty.
Right? Because if I had to maintain relationships, my answer would be, oh no, it's great, it's fire, you know. But if I have to be honest, come on, man. I'm sure y'all are into hip hop, y'all are into vile hip hop. Like I don't have to say anything. You know what I mean? I miss the days of Bo Patama, you know, Bujanaro when he was dropping, like I miss those days because it was exciting at that time. You know what I mean? Everybody had a purpose. But now it's like, who can one up the other more than another? Like, I'm better than you, but not in a rap way. You know, like if it's in a rap sense, like I was watching interview Pretty Ugly on the pop radio, and they were asking him about the whole Aries thing, and he's like the whole Hibachi steak line, and yes, Aries. Yeah, but he was talking about the Aries joint where he was saying, I turned rappers into Hibachi steak, right? And he was like, yes, I understand Reese wasn't talking to me, but he's talking to rappers. And I'm a rapper. So I have to react. So he came on and he was like, I'm not the one turning to hibachi steak. And Aries took it personal, right? But that's on the hip hop side. Like now, I'm a hip hop.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But Kahit's not like that. Kahit's like, niggas attack your personal life. And, you know, like, dog, I could tell you guys so many stories about some shit that has been said about me at Studio Samaman. Because a lot of these people also don't realize one thing. A lot of them are my friends. Right? So now you wavaya studio sasab sabu ki brawag lo no brawag magulu was bonu kan no ya nini ya le na ya mfone na man Hey, shebe mama, you know. And then the following day, the same person I go my back in the studio, some man pulls up at my studio, and I'm just there like I dap him up like, what's good, my G? But I already know what it is. That's how the Val operates. It's weird, man. It's strange because I got like I'm a real G, dog. If I don't like, everybody knows I've got issues with Janaro. Yeah. I've got issues with Masedi. Like I don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
I don't have to be friends with everyone in the entire Val hip hop scene. Yeah. I don't have to be.
It's not,
you know.
Bad.
So if Usangani, like how should
it's still fair.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
The state of Val hip hop right now, man. I think the people that are holding it down. I definitely think Mondo is holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
I think Basic is holding it down.
Yo, too much.
Gali Seth, yo man, y'all need to stop sleeping on Gali Seth, guys. Fuck.
Nigga, it's too much.
Yo, I feel, and he's like, you said I'm the hardest working nigga in Val hip hop. I'm not. That guy is. That guy. I think in the last 2 years he's dropped like 18 albums, bro.
Shit.
But it's a lot. Like,
I have to check.
That man was spana. Like he doesn't entertain Val politics.
Mm-hmm.
He just works. That's all he cares about. He raps, shoots videos. That's it. Oh man, he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, Mondo is holding it down. Gali, Lipachin, actually the whole Moneyway guys.
Yeah.
They're holding it down.
Yeah.
RMG is definitely holding it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need a lot more niggas to come back. You know, we need a lot more niggas to come back. And
differences aside.
Yeah, and also I think we also need to release more.
Yeah.
You know, we need to release more. And then lastly, we just need to cancel that Val Hip Hop Top 5 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to die, and then it needs to be rebirthed under the guise of people who actually care about Val Hip Hop.
Right.
You know, which is why I was part of the panel. I was trying to come there as like the voice of reason. You know, can we not have the same dry people on that list? Can we just have, because there's people last year that worked so hard that deserve recognition. And I also just want to clarify this thing of niggas saying no, that list doesn't matter. Guys, lists matter.
Yeah.
Lists are how we gauge who's doing what, who's moving.
Niggas need to know. Niggas
need to know who's moving, who's actually making headway in the industry. At the end of the day, that's why we are all here. Let's stop bullshitting each other.
Yeah.
We are all here because industry, we want to travel the world. I'm trying to fucking go to New York next year, dog. Like,
New York?
Yeah.
Next year?
Yeah. Like me and my team, we want to take like a 3-month work break, I guess.
Yeah.
But we want to take it in New York. But we're not just gonna, you know, we're gonna actually do like some work.
Take me with, nigga.
Pull up, my G. Let's go. Yeah, we've got more than enough space. You know, but yeah, man. Like we just need like people who care about the whole genre to come back into it. Because there's too many people that care about it that left it.
Are they coming back though?
If it's a chelete, would you ever go back to something that doesn't make you money? No. Nah, you're not. You know, so people went into corporate, people went into retail, you know, people went into like other genres. Cause like hip hop is it's a very, I call it a martyr. It's a genre that you die for, but it doesn't give you anything back.
Right.
It doesn't get like hip hop doesn't give you anything back. It just takes from you. It's a very consuming genre.
But you're into it.
I am, dog. I love it, bro. I love it.
Regardless.
I love it. You know? Yeah, I love it, dog. It changed my life. It changed my life. You know?
Saved you from a lot.
It saved me from a lot of shit.
Right.
It was also the reason I was bullied when I was younger, but you know, it made me realize, oh, y'all are bullying me because y'all can do it. Y'all ain't as nice as me right now. Come on. You know? Like, so yeah, man. But right now I just think Val hip hop could definitely be better. I don't really say Buffett, like let's go back to studio.
Yeah.
Let's record, you know, let's get our shit mixed and mastered and let's put it out. Like we are dropping 2 albums in October. No, 3. Then we are dropping 4 EPs in November. You know? Then we're gonna obviously take like a December break. Next year we're coming in hot. Like we've just made that conscious decision now.
Yeah.
Buffett, when our music go buy a PC. Let's let it all go.
Music time.
For sure.
We need some music.
There's a lot that's coming.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck with that. These niggas. I got my tea, bro. What the fuck? But hey, man, before we close,
Yeah.
what do you want to say to the niggas out there, to everybody out there watching the podcast, man, whether good or bad?
Man, I just want Val to succeed more than anything, because I'll tell you guys one thing, right? The industry fears us.
The Val.
And yeah, the Val,
Right.
right? And I'm talking from being in rooms with these people, like the guys who are at the top. We are in rooms with them, and they talk to us about the Val, like we are not from the Val, like, and we are sitting there, we're like, yeah, we know what you're talking about. They fear us. They know, like, we were performing with Afro Brew last week. You know, yeah, and I got on stage and I said, if the industry makes the mistake of letting the Val in, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, dog, you know? Like, I can make you guys a typical example, right? SP. SP was going in,
Hard.
like, clean, dog. You know? Why aren't they working with SP now? Like, let me ask you a question. Why isn't SP on the Matlera Doughboy album?
And on the motherfucking...
Why isn't he on the 25K album? Cause Kimashita, dog. Those are his
niggas
groups.
are being featured in albums that on Kahim over.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it's dog, SP ulithali. Like, I'll tell you, he will out-rap you. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
SP is lethal. You know?
Yeah.
That's personally, I feel like that could be one of the reasons why Matlera doesn't have him on there. Because I would really, you know,
It hurts me because I fuck with Matlera so much and SP so much.
you know what I mean, dog? Okay, I'm not the biggest Matlera fan, but
Yeah.
SP, dog. Like, SP, for me, where Blackie is,
Yeah.
that should be SP there for me. It was written every SP is gone.
Started with the album, yeah. Good Friday.
Yeah.
That's when I saw it.
Like, we all knew it, or SP's gone. Man.
Yeah.
So where Blackie is now, that's actually SP's spot. I understand.
Right.
But I just feel like because of them understanding, or like maybe you know, we also need to be mindful of the fact it could also be his decision. He could have been the one that said, let me take a break.
Right.
You know, but not because as much as I'm in the hip hop space, I'm also a fan of the culture. So I study it like a fan as well.
Right.
So I'm like, nah, guys, why is SP so quiet? You know, and then the Matlera album drops and I'm like, SP. You know,
Yeah.
25, not SP. How about you? You know what I mean? Yeah, dog. Like when you look at the cosign Ricky gave Hash and the cosign Ricky gave SP, those cosigns are not the same. The Hash cosign was Ricky was going in.
Yeah.
You know,
when it comes to
SP, they just gave him a verse and they called it a day. But I never would call it now. Yo, this dude is coming with some fucked up energy right now. Like, what the fuck? He's a beast. How are we handling this? How are we taming this? You know? So if Majida Valley, we could all realize who we are, regardless of Mang Hakati, Mang In. But all of y'all are fucking fire. Like, I just told you now, like I've got issue with Janabo. But I listen to Janabo's music religiously. Because I must say, that man must say,
regardless.
You know what I mean, dog?
Yeah.
Like, so if everyone could just understand, okay, guys, we are on top. We could actually do this, then that will be proper. But more than anything, I'd just like to say to the entire hip hop community, guys, take care of your mental health. Please, I'm actually pleading from a place of experience.
Right. Right.
You know, whenever you guys have issues with each other, sit down and iron them out. Not saying be friends after that. Ma, if issue, when we walk away from each other, we walk away there's no internalized anger.
Yeah.
Now I said into our malums ita sharp, then I go my way you go yours, you know.
Yeah.
Take care of your mental health. Mental health is weird, guys. Like, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. I was that close to taking my life. I was that close. You know, dog. From, was it Stilo?
Yeah.
No, Stilo calls Justin. You know, Because Stilo Lena Wabo, okay, but I'm calling this guy, he's not picking up the phone. What the fuck?
What's happening?
You know?
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, so Stilo calls one of my other homeboys. He's like, yo, I need you to rush to that guy's house now. So he calls Ina, because this one is closer to my house. He's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
This one pitches up and he's like, hot man, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know, there might be chat time for me. You know?
It was that close.
It was that close, bro. So if you guys just take care of each other and your mental health and you guys just remain honest with one another, you guys will be fine, man. Because now I feel like, even in terms of like just the whole Val hip hop thing, I'm kind of done with Val hip hop. Like, I love it and I'm still gonna support it, but I no longer want to carry it. I no longer want to carry the torch for it. You know, because I did it and nothing came out of it. So I just want to focus on my team and those that want to move forward.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's all I want to say to Val hip hop. I don't want to talk about some dumb shit. I want to give you guys like real things, like from Panama for you to just take care of your mental health.
Take that shit in.
For sure.
Take that shit in. So where can niggas find you? Your handles?
If you want me, I'm mostly on Facebook and Insta. Twitter, I'm just there for ass. You know.
He was there when Twitter was free.
Wow, but yeah, no, I'm mostly just on Twitter for ass. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook. But if I'm Batlajo, like, just come to the studio. That's the fastest way you're gonna get me. Yeah. Because I love working. Come to the studio, let's record. Let's make music.
Where's this dude?
Shavas.
Yeah, Shavas.
Yeah.
I sing too. I'm out put up. You feel? But hey, man, that was KxngBlu. From me, Umalums, aka KxngBlu. We're out of here, man. Appreciate you for tuning in.
And for us, the South View Podcast, we say, if you're not watching the podcast,